certain circumstances, I'm quite lucky to be here still, which is something I've never really shared with anyone.
Explain.
I can't go too deep into it because I don't really know how I feel about it myself. I still haven't really made my peace with it, if I'm honest. So
Make your peace with it.
Uh,
Come on, let me know. Tell me. Listen, I can guarantee you.
yeah, I know you. That's the thing. You've probably been through a lot of the same.
I've been on the cusp myself.
You've probably been through a lot of the same situations, but there's times where that level of loneliness and people getting into you every day. Like I say, just every so often you're like, when will this end? You know, and then that's almost nearly killed me a couple of times.
As in, you wanted to.
Yeah, when I've been in a bad place, 100%, you know, there's no point denying it. It's definitely been on the menu a couple of times.
Hearing that Liam Payne, former member of one of the biggest boy bands, One Direction, passed away, still feels unreal. Even if you never listened to their music, it's still heartbreaking because Liam was a child star and grew up right before our eyes. And now his autopsy results have been unsealed, and we finally have some answers as to what happened that day. This is yet another case of a child star's life being cut too short. Just a moment ago, he was in Argentina, enjoying his life with his girlfriend while preparing for his tour.
Morning, everybody. Here's a little video of me. It's rude to put hats on the table.
Sorry.
Is this your hat?
Yeah.
Children. It's a lovely day here in Argentina. This is the breakfast table.
I'm just eating an orange.
Just enjoying coffee and breakfast, even though it's like 1 p.m.
Literally, we sleep in every day until at least 12. We're such losers.
No.
No.
And the next minute, he's gone, and fans are starting to point fingers everywhere, from his trauma with One Direction to his label and even his ex-fiance. Liam always talked about his struggle being in the industry, especially after his success with One Direction.
I was worried how far my rock bottom was going to be. Where's rock bottom for me? And you would never have seen it. I'm very good at hiding it. No one would have ever have seen it. But rock bottom, I mean, I don't even know if I hit it yet. You know what I mean? I feel like it's like one of those little graphs you see when it's like, oh, we hit the you know,
like
the support, the market support. Yeah, are we there? Are these support level? Oh my God. You know, it's the same thing. So it feels like I can either make that choice now and pick my last moment as my rock at the bottom, or I can make a new one and make a whole new low.
But when the band ended, Liam tried his hand at a solo career. However, he was unable to make a mark while his bandmates were selling out stadiums and winning Grammys. And as a way to cope with stress, Liam turned to a variety of substances that really spiraled his mental health out of control.
Yes, I went through a number of different bits of therapy and whatever else. I think, you know, as Strip That Down was coming out, I was almost just as afraid of the success as I was the failure, which isn't a really very comfortable place to be in life because you're just not really sure what you're doing, you know what I mean? It was one of those sorts of things. So I went away, I had a little bit of a thing with drink, and it was a guy called Chip Summers who got me sober. I went sober for a year, and went and visited Russell Brand, actually, which was quite amazing. We went down to a meeting together and spoke about different things. It was just quite nice. You know, I think for anybody out there who is having a problem with mental health or something and that struggle it is, but the best thing is to just go and speak to someone. Because if you go through it by yourself, you're your own soundboard, and we're all just as crazy as the next person. So it's like you need someone to validate.
There were a lot of things happening in his life leading up to the day that he left for Argentina. Liam's second album was put on hold. Word is he was dropped by his record label, Universal Music Group. And his ex-fiancée Maya was also coming out with a book detailing their very toxic relationship that also included allegations of DV. And word is his team was trying to convince her not to release the book since Liam wasn't doing too well. But unfortunately for Liam, that was not an option for her. She wanted to tell her story. Liam was already struggling, feeling like he had no place in the world, and he felt like people were sort of rejecting him. He talked about walking in the streets and being mocked by so-called fans for being the least successful member of his group One Direction, or calling him an X Factor reject. Yikes. Y'all was saying that to that boy? And during his final days, even Liam's manager, who had been with him for years, dropped him because he couldn't put up with Liam's erratic behavior. And on top of that, he still had unresolved issues with Harry Styles and Zayn Malik. These are things that always so obviously played on his mind, and being axed by his record label put a lot more stress and pressure on him. And just the day before Liam passed, his ex-fiance did a very explosive interview talking about her experience with Liam.
I mean, up even until my book was coming out, even one of his friends was calling me and my mom being like, oh, you know, isn't a good time for him. I don't think you should put the book out. You know, he's not doing well. And if something happens to him, not only are you going to blame yourself, but the whole world's going to blame you. And so I was like, just the fact that they just keep trying, I'm like, it is like you said, such a low manipulation tactic. It's disturbing.
So there's been a ton of speculation about what led to Liam spiraling out of control. When the police released information about Liam's passing, they were informed by the hotel staff that he was being very aggressive and he acted like he was high or something. The hotel staff tried to get him to calm down, but he wasn't listening to anyone and had even smashed his laptop right in the hotel lobby before someone took him to his room. One woman who saw everything go down said that right before he was taken back to his room, he told her, quote, "I used to be in a boy band. That's why I'm so effed up," end quote.
When police announced Payne's death, they said they were directed to the hotel after a 911 call where they were informed about an aggressive man who could be under the influence of drugs or alcohol. CNN's affiliate in Argentina has obtained that 911 call. Take a listen.
Well, we have a guest who is overwhelmed with drugs and alcohol, and well, even when he's aware, he breaks things up. He's tearing the whole room apart, and well, we need someone to be sent, please.
That is under the influence of alcohol and drugs, yes?
Yes, that's right. We need someone to be sent to us urgently because, well, I don't know if the guest's life is at risk. He is in a room that has a balcony and, well, we're a little afraid that he'll do something that puts him...
The staff claimed that they were afraid that Liam would make an attempt to do something to himself since he was in a room with a balcony. But isn't it funny that they would acknowledge that and still didn't act on a potential threat that he could cause for himself? I mean, they could have put him on the ground floor since they obviously knew that he wasn't in his right frame of mind. And yes, certainly Liam was an adult with free will and allowed to make his own grown decisions, but this is still so unfair and shameful for how they didn't do more to mitigate any potential risks associated with him not being in his right mind.
The lobby, just waiting for some people to arrive, and that's when we had multiple encounters with Liam. Multiple times had come down to the lobby, was causing a disturbance, kept being escorted back up to his room. There was an incident where he was very frustrated and was smashing his laptop in the lobby. And then the final time he came back down, he actually passed out in the lobby of the hotel, looked like convulsing a little bit, and had to be physically taken back up to his room. And that was about 5 minutes before the eventual incident that happened. So I was in my hotel room, 2 floors below and directly below, and saw the body fall through, looking out the window, saw the body fall, and obviously heard the aftermath and could see his body on the ground afterwards. It didn't seem real. You almost had to pinch yourself to understand and process what you were seeing, but it just was an out-of-body experience.
While the staff were waiting for 911 to respond, they were still trying to get Liam to calm down, and that was when he fell from the balcony of his 3rd floor hotel room. There were so many things going on that the truth is we don't know exactly what happened. We don't know if he actually jumped off the balcony or if this was an accident. But his autopsy report came in and it showed that Liam had taken 2C, or pink nose candy, which is a very weird cocktail of a ton of drugs like ketamine, methamphetamine, and MDMA. Also, crack as well as benzodiazepines, a type of antidepressant, were also found in his system. But the part that still got everyone talking is who in the world supplied Liam with all of these drugs in a foreign country. I think we can all agree that Liam didn't bring these substances with him on the plane. Oh no, they were delivered to him in a Dove box, which was clearly brought to him by hotel staff. He had allegedly gotten a drug test on Tuesday to show that he was clean, and then he received the drugs on Wednesday. Hours later, he was gone. If he was obviously spiraling so much that hotel staff were scared that something would happen to him, then why sell him the drugs when you could be getting him help? I don't know, but it looks like they were trying to protect someone here. And this is not the time for police or media to be withholding information from us. The authorities say that they're still investigating his death, and fans are keeping his memory alive until someone finally answers what happened to him. Quote, so apparently Liam was convulsing in the lobby, and the hotel thought it was best to take him to his hotel room, leaving him alone. I'm not okay. Why didn't they do nothing? Why? He will maybe still be here if they had done something, end quote. On the other hand, while Harry and Zayn may have drifted away from Liam after he said some controversial things about him,
have any of the boys in the group ever actually come to blows?
It came very close at points. I think it was well known within the band that I don't like taking. I made it very obvious. I'm not going to tell you how. There was one moment where there was an argument backstage and one member in particular threw me up a wall. So I said to him, if you don't remove those hands, there's a high likelihood you'll never use them again.
That is such a British thing to say.
It's just an awesome. He went from Liam Payne to Liam Neeson in like 2 seconds.
Right. Brother was about to fight Zayn, and then Gigi tweeted at Jay calling him like ugly and irrelevant, and that went crazy viral. And you know, Jake is ugly.
She tweeted something about,
but he's not irrelevant.
Then she tweeted something about get yourself like a respectful man or something.
Yeah.
That one didn't age very well.
It didn't age.
Zayn and Harry never had anything negative to say, and now they're coming together with the rest of One Direction to pay their respects to Liam. Zayn had pushed back all of his tour dates, and right now he hasn't rescheduled any of them, due to the fact that he's still mourning the loss of a former bandmate, but more importantly, a brother. And Zayn's post is really heartbreaking. Quote, Liam, I have found myself talking out loud to you, hoping you can hear me. I can't help but think, selfishly, there were so many more conversations for us to have in our lives. I never got to thank you for supporting me through some of the most difficult times in my life. When I was missing home as a 17-year-old kid, you would always be there with a positive outlook and reassuring smile and let me know you were my friend and that I was loved. Even though you were younger than me, you were always more sensible than me. You were headstrong, opinionated, and gave no F's about telling people when they were wrong. Even though we butted heads because of this a few times, I always secretly respected you for it. When it came to the music, Liam, you were the most qualified in every sense. I knew nothing in comparison. I was the novice child with no experience, and you were already a professional. I was always happy to know no matter what happened on stage, we could always rely on you to know which way to steer the ship next. I lost a brother when you left us. I can't explain to you what I'd give just to give you a hug one last time and say goodbye to you properly and tell you that I loved and respected you dearly. I will cherish all the memories I have with you in my heart forever. There are no words to justify or explain how I feel right now other than beyond devastated. I hope that wherever you are right now, you are good and are at peace and you know how loved you are. Love you, bro. End quote. Harry made a post on Instagram where he said, quote, I'm truly devastated by Liam's passing. His greatest joy was making other people happy, and it was an honor to be alongside him as he did it. Liam lived wide open with his heart on his sleeve. He had an energy for life that was infectious. He was warm, supportive, and incredibly loving. The years we spent together will forever remain the most cherished years of my life. I will miss him always, my lovely friend. End quote. It's been great to see the amount of love that's been pouring in for Liam, and I wish he were here to see how much he was loved and adored. But what are your thoughts on this? Let's talk in the comments. See you in the next video.